Welcome back to the Lost Save podcast, where we explore the games that shape generation of players. Today we're talking about a title that many fighting game fans don't just consider great, they consider one of the greatest fighting games ever made, and a game that combined fast-paced combat, legendary characters, incredible music, massive amounts of content, and one of the most surprising crossovers in gaming history. Today's episode is all about Soul Calibur II. More than 20 years after its release, fans still debate whether any game in the franchise has ever surpassed it. For many, the answer is simple: not at all. So let's travel back to the early 2000s and discover why Soul Calibur II became a legend. To understand Soul Calibur II, we have to go back to 1995. Namco released Soul Edge, known as Soul Blade outside of Japan. At the time when most fighting games focus on martial arts, Soul Edge introduced something different: weapon combat, swords, axes, spears, nunchucks, rapier blades. Instead of fists, every fighter used a weapon. The game became a success. Leading into the release of Soul Calibur. When Soul Calibur arrived on the Dreamcast in 1999, critics were stunned. Many gaming magazines gave it a perfect scores. Some even called it the best fighting game ever made. That created a huge challenge for Namco. How do you improve on perfection? The answer was Soul Calibur II.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Development began at Namco's system, 246 arcade hardware, the same technology closely related to the PlayStation 2 architecture. The goal wasn't simply to make a sequel. The goal was to make every aspect bigger, more characters, more stages, more weapons, more modes, more depth. The entire Soul Calibur series revolves around two mythical weapons. Soul Edge is the evil sword, a blade said to grant unimaginable power, but there is a catch. The sword corrupts anyone who touches it. Over time, it consumes your soul. The sword eventually becomes linked to the terrifying warrior known as Nightmare. Soul Calibur was created as a counterbalance, a holy weapon designed to stop Soul Edge. However, the series often explores the idea that neither sword is truly good or evil. Both manipulate people in different ways. This moral gray area became one of the franchise's most interesting themes. Most fighting games that take place on a two-dimensional plane, you move left and right, maybe jump, maybe crouch. Soul Calibur changed everything with the famous 8-way run system. Players could move freely around opponents, forward, backward, diagonally, sideways. It sounds simple today, but the early 2000s it felt revolutionary. Suddenly, positioning became just as important as attacking. You could sidestep attacks and create angles that didn't exist in traditional fighters. This movement system became one of the defining features of the series. Soul Calibur II featured more than 20 fighters, each with their own fighting style. Mitsurugi, a samurai obsessed with becoming stronger. His fighting style is inspired by traditional Japanese swordsmanship. Ivy Valentine, perhaps one of the most technically difficult characters ever created. Her weapon is a segment of sword whip capable of changing forms mid-combat. Many professional players consider Ivy one of the hardest characters to master. Killick, the main protagonist, uses a bow staff, balanced, powerful, and beginner-friendly. Taki, a demon hunting ninja, extremely fast, relies on relentless pressure. Cervantes, an undead pirate armed with dual swords and firearms. Raphael, a noble fencer introduced in Soul Calibur II. His elegant fighting style made him an instant fan favorite. Boldo, perhaps the strangest fighter in gaming history. His unpredictable movements and bizarre fighting style often confuses opponents. This is where Soul Calibur II entered the gaming history. Namco made a decision almost nobody expected. Each console version would receive a completely different guest star character. PlayStation 2 had Heihachi Mishima, one of the most iconic characters from Tekken. Interestingly, Heihachi fights with his bare hands despite being in a weapons-based game. This made him unique among the roster. Xbox had Spawn, the most supernatural anti-hero created by Todd McFarlane. Spawn's dark powers and chains fit surprisingly well with Soul Calibur's fantasy setting.
Spawn, gonna jump in the Soul Calibur ring for a bit of bother. So, here's your axe, Chief. But you get done over with that small thing. Try something with a little... Alright, you're a strong fella, don't need a bigger hand now.
The wait's over. Soul Calibur II finally puts the weapons back in your hands, featuring classic Soul Calibur fighters, new warriors, and over 10 modes of play. And exclusively on the Xbox, Todd McFarlane's Spawn brings the pain.
I got alright, no problem.
Soul Calibur II, rated T for teen. For the soul that burns, there's no power greater than X.
Nintendo GameCube had Link. This was the version everyone talked about. Link wasn't treated like a gimmick. Namco gave him a huge arsenal. The Master Sword, the Hero's Bow, bombs, boomerangs, the Highland Shield. Many players bought the GameCube version solely because of Link. In North America, the GameCube edition became the best-selling version of the game. For years, Link remained one of the most requested guest characters in fighting game history.
Righto, Link, my friend. Here's your goods. Should give those Soul Calibur fighters a right stick. But that sword you're using, pardon my pun, ain't gonna cut it, mate. Toss that dodgy dagger and take hold of this.
The wait's over. Soul Calibur II finally puts the weapons back in your hands, featuring classic Soul Calibur fighters, new warriors, and over 10 modes of play. And exclusively on the Nintendo GameCube, Link joins the fun.
How about off price?
Soul Calibur II, rated T for teen.
If you were a kid in 2003, Weapon Master mode was incredible. Modern fighting games often focus heavily on online play. Back then, single-player content mattered. Weapons Master mode featured over 200 unlockable weapons, special missions, hidden story content, character art, gold rewards, progression systems. Some missions alter the rules entirely. One stage might slow drain your health, another might make enemies stronger. Others fill the arena with dangerous environmental hazards. This kept player engaged for dozens of hours. Many fans spend more time in Weapon Master mode than in multiplayer.
マスク取ってもらわないとね。
ヒーロー様ご来日。ゲストキャラが嵐を呼ぶソウルキャリバー2。
取って早く。
Soul Calibur II contains several unlockable fighters. Charade, a shape-shifting mimic, could copy fighting styles of any character. Berserker, a giant axe-wielding brute, slow but devastating. Assassin, a fast alternate style fighter. Inferno, the final boss, possibly one of the most unfair bosses of the PlayStation 2 era. Inferno could switch fighting styles during the battle and dealt enormous damage. Many players remember repeatedly losing to Inferno before finally earning victory.
Go! Return to that from which you came.
One of Soul Calibur's two most underrated strengths was its soundtrack. Tracks blended full orchestras, choirs, cultural instruments, rock influences. Every stage felt unique. The music wasn't just background noise. It helped tell the story of each location. Even today, fans still rank Soul Calibur II soundtrack among the best in fighting game history.
Versus Cassandra. If the love for her family is power, then no one is stronger.
So, you want me to knock you out?
I'm going all out!
Final battle. Fight!
Years after its release, Soul Calibur II remained a tournament favorite. Players discover advanced techniques including just frame attacks, frame traps, guard impact mind games, ring out setups, and movement optimization. Unlike many fighting games, one mistake could instantly cost a round. A single attack near an edge could send you flying off the stage. These ring outs created one of the most dramatic moments in competitive gaming. Many games aged poorly. Soul Calibur II didn't. The controls still feel responsive, the visuals still hold up surprisingly well. The soundtrack remains fantastic. The roster is memorable. The content is enormous, and perhaps most importantly, the gameplay is simply fun. You don't need to understand advanced mechanics to enjoy it. You can pick up a controller and immediately have a good time. That's one of the reasons why so many fans continue playing it for more than 2 decades later.
Sword is evil.
I don't care if it's evil. I will protect my country.
Please! Sis? What are you doing here? I realize that I have to deal with this. Sophitia. Keelek.
You can't fight this with strength alone. Please understand, Xianghua.
I can't let you go any further.
Is there no other way?
Soul Calibur II arrived during what many games consider the golden age of fighting games. It perfected weapon combat. It delivered unforgettable characters. It gave us one of gaming's greatest crossover moments with Link. And it packed enough content into a single disc to keep players busy for months. For many fans, Soul Calibur II wasn't just the best game in the series. It was the game that defined an entire generation of fighting games. And that's why more than 20 years later, we're still talking about it.
Watch quietly and learn.
And that wraps up today's deep dive into Soul Calibur II, a game that many fans still consider the golden standard for weapon-based fighting games. More than 2 decades later, after its release, Soul Calibur II continues to be remembered not just for incredible combat, but for the complete package it offered. A memorable roster, legendary stages, and unforgettable soundtracks, hours of content in Weapon Master mode, and guest characters that felt impossible at that time. Whether you spent afternoons mastering Killick's staff techniques, pulling off impossible combos with Ivy, terrorizing your friends as Nightmare, or choosing the GameCube version just to play as Link, Soul Calibur 2 created memories that have lasted a lifetime. It was a game from an era when fighting games weren't just about online competition. They were about gathering around a TV, challenging your friends, unlocking secrets, and discovering hidden characters. Creating stories you'll still be talking about 20 years later. The fact that fans still debate matchups, hold tournaments, and rank Soul Calibur 2 among the greatest fighting games ever made is a testament to how special this game truly was. But now, we want to hear from you. Who was your main character? Which version did you own? GameCube, PlayStation 2, or Xbox? And where does Soul Calibur 2 rank on your list of all-time favorite fighting games? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip back into one of the game's forgotten classics, make sure you give the Lost Save a listen every Sunday. Until next time. And remember, don't forget to save your game.
Get ready.